Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
We're at home.
Yeah, we're at home. We're back in the original position of the first ever podcast.
Mm-hmm. So we did our first ever pod.
Feels like we've come a long way since then.
Sorry, I'm just going to put my phone in. Yeah. It does, actually.
I think we've become... we've gotten a bit more used to like doing this regularly. Mm-hmm. You think?
Cheers.
Cheers. What else?
Yeah, I feel like we're easing into it, aren't we? We've got more things that we want to talk about. I think the pod's going in a good direction.
Yeah, so do I. Last week we spoke loads about me being vegan.
Oh, yeah.
Sort of didn't plan for that to happen, and then the pod took a twist, and then that's sort of what we spoke about all day. Mm-hmm. How do you think that went? Good.
I mean, yeah, I think it was like a bit of a difficult convo because we disagree. We don't disagree, but it's like something that
we just like fundamentally feel different about something that's really like important to me anyway. So
and like it's hard to speak about stuff on a podcast sometimes because you're not just at home with each other, so you can like slip up. You've got to be really careful how you talk about things. And also, like, I was very aware, maybe this is my own like fault, I was very aware like how other people would be like interpreting us both in that conversation.
Yeah.
Which I never usually am.
No, I agree. I was really like heavily wondering that as well, and like didn't want to come across like a prick.
I was like censoring everything I said. I was looking at you being like, are we both...
You sound toxic.
I just didn't want it to come across wrong, you know. But it went well. It's interesting to talk about difficult stuff, I think.
Yeah, agreed. How's your week been?
Good.
Yeah?
Had a great week, yeah. Blue Monday was on Monday. That was a bit like...
It was a bit blue, wasn't it?
Yeah, but things are okay, aren't they?
Things are good, I think. Yeah.
We're not arguing. Frida's being well behaved. We've had a great day today.
Frida was so well behaved. We had a director in the studio today, cutting some stuff with Connor, and she was so good. And it was like
amazing.
It was a real turn of events for her to just be like really well behaved and lovely to the guy. It was like
she wasn't. It was not that she's not lovely to people. It's just like she's so intense and she'll like sit by you until you stroke her and she'll jump on your lap and stuff like that. Yeah. Whereas she was just looking at him from across the room,
kind of just gazing at him, cute, waiting for him to come over.
And like we walked there and she walked so well and. We've had a great day with her.
Yeah, we've had a really good day.
Maybe it's because I dressed her up in her outfit.
Yeah, maybe. I'm sure she'll wander into the camera at some point.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's been like a real game changer, her being like easy to handle today.
Feel very calm today.
Yeah. It's been really calm. I've had a really great day so far.
I love that. Well done.
Yeah.
We're going to do something on the pod this week that was my idea. And Lewis wasn't sure if it was a good idea, but I think it's a great idea. So
can I say, you know when you said, and then I said, okay, yeah, we'll do it, but I want to say my special part before.
Say your special part.
I want to do like a special... So what Ruby wants to do, and jump in if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure they're on the table here. Mm-hmm. We got given a game for Christmas.
From the School of Life.
From the School of Life, which basically asks you like scenarios and like what advice you would give. Which is like a very wholesome game.
And we do stuff like that all the time.
Yeah, we do stuff like that all the time.
Stuff all the time.
What I want to say specifically before we start this is I hope that this podcast will turn into people asking us these specific questions about themselves, right? That they want our opinion on because we're like, because we've like proven ourselves to be these like incredibly wholesome, like
sometimes,
like well-rounded, non-toxic relationship people. Yeah, right.
That's what we're striving to.
Yeah. That's what I'm striving for. That's not. I'm not saying that that's exactly what we are. Mm-hmm. You know, and like, don't get me wrong. I know I sound like I'm being.
No, I mean, being, like, aim
big-headed.
high.
Yeah. Exactly.
We're aiming high here.
That. I think we could be one of those podcasts.
We could be the
right?
School of Life people who know what's good.
Yeah, I think so. I
Same.
think we've got like interesting takes on stuff and like
life advice. It's not, you know how some podcasts have like relationship advice. I think
Yeah,
ours would be
yeah.
more like, it would be a bit of both. It would be relationship.
Well, like I just think that for me certainly, like I've just like found this relationship with someone where I'm like, where I feel like I can be 100% natural, and not feel any like negativity towards that, and like also I've found someone that I feel like they feel exactly the same, and I feel like I want you to be the best you can possibly be.
Exactly.
And I feel like you feel like that about me.
But I think that's part of our story that we have, is like, ever since we met each other, our lives have kind of elevated in the way we want them to.
Yeah,
and I think that's
it's
because
like
of
we've
each
sort of
other.
just like manifested
Good stuff
this
for each
being
other.
great. Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, my point.
Go on.
Sorry, my
No.
point really is like, I didn't want to play the game because I think the game is quite cringe. Like us playing a card game on a podcast is
it's not a card game. Just
kind
by
of
the way.
lame. Yeah, sorry, it's just got cards.
Yeah.
But this, I think, is a good exercise of to show people what I want the podcast to be.
We're basically pretending people have written it, and then we're answering the question how we would if you wrote it.
Yeah, completely.
What I think it is, we don't even have to like play the game. It's just like, I've been looking through the cards and it's given us good topics to springboard off, which is kind of what we do before the pod every week. We're like, what do you feel like talking about this week? And then we say a topic like marriage or something, or whatever, being vegan, and then it just kind of like it develops, doesn't it? So this was just another way of doing that.
Yeah, for sure. It's almost just like a cue card, isn't it?
Yeah, it's quite cool. It's a good game, like it's a good drinking game because it just talks about all different scenarios. But yeah, maybe one day people will actually ask us what we think.
How fun. I could be so delusional, honestly.
Nobody will.
Imagine if I was just so wrong about this whole thing.
What, we were actually really toxic?
Yeah, it was just like, I was just completely wrong. I had the whole thing wrong in my head.
Well, it could still be true. I don't know. I'm quite up in the clouds.
Maybe. We haven't been together for forever, have we?
No, maybe you'll see the demise of our relationship on this pod.
Yeah, maybe.
When we start being really toxic. At least we'll have it all recorded.
Yeah, that's true. We can go through and specifically pick out the moment when it all went downhill. You were quite toxic today.
Oh my God.
Because
let's talk about that.
Eating...
Can we just rewind the story?
Yeah, sure, go.
So I went to the Flower Pot, shout out the Flower Pot, and our good friend Lydia, who works in the Flower Pot, always gives us just bags of pastries because we used to go there every day because our studio was next door, so we've got like good relationship with them. I walked home with the pastries and I was like to Lewis, oh, these are from Lydia, like there's 2 in there, like she made me take them for you. And then I was like sitting at my desk thinking like, oh God, I'd really want to have one of the pastries. And I look over at Lewis's desk and he's eating them. And I'm like, oh, okay, maybe it's time for me to have my one. And then I was like, can I have one of the pastries? And he's like, I've eaten them. And I was like, both of them, like literally 2 pan au chocolats like in a row. And you were like, yeah. And then he goes, you can have this. And he gave me back one of them, which had all the chocolate eaten out of, and it was like half gone. And I was just like feeling a bit like I would always share. Is that fair?
Well, I mean, I think your side of the story is completely different to
what
mine.
actually happened?
What actually happened was you came into the studio and you said something along the lines of
Lydia lines.
Lydia gave me these to give to you. You said they're both vegan, and you said you just like
that's all I said.
Yeah, okay, maybe those are the 2 things that I took.
Yeah,
I thought they're both vegan, so they're both for me, and also Lydia gave them to you to give to me. That's literally what you said. So I was like, sick. Firstly, I thought I've got 2 pastries, and I know I'm gonna eat them, and I wish they weren't here because I'm on my fitness journey and I'm going to eat 2 pastries. Like, I didn't want to do that.
Right.
This
argument, honestly.
That's where the story ends because that's it. So then, also, I didn't eat 2 in a row. I ate.
I didn't
as soon
see you
as
eat the first one.
The first one I took out straight away and ate it because I'm a pig. You put a croissant in front of my face, I just ate it.
Yeah, I got
help.
the wrong end of the stick here. I thought it was like,
So,
oh, look what she's giving you
Then,
and me.
yeah, no. Well, you should have said us. That's very easy. That's an
Okay.
easy one to fix.
Okay. I'll be more specific.
And then, so then here's the toxic part.
Oh yeah.
You like caught me eating your pain au chocolat apparently.
Yeah.
And I gave it to you immediately. As soon as I realised what had happened, I gave it to you. Mm-hmm. But obviously it wasn't good enough. Mm-hmm. And then while Connor and the director that we have in the studio today, trying to make a good impression to, you started whisper arguing with me behind their back.
I didn't. That's not true.
You did. We were whispering.
Yeah, we were whispering to each other. I didn't start arguing.
And you're like.
Not true.
You're like, I would never. Hang on, let me
like
do
this.
it. It's just like ASMR. Let me do it.
I always share with you.
Yeah, you're like, I would never eat both of them. I can't believe you ate both of them. And I'm like sitting there with this dude here, and I'm like looking at you like this, and you're like, you fucking, I would never.
I didn't say fucking. You just made that.
Okay, sorry. I'm sprinkling now.
I was going, oh, I would never have eaten them. And you were going, why? What's wrong? And I was going, no, I just like, it's fine, but I just like would never have eaten both of them. And then, even more embarrassing, but very sweet, you said to Connor...
I did it purely
to attention.
Embarrass you.
He went to Connor. Connor and Tom were going to the shop, and he goes, does anyone want anything? And Lewis goes, oh, yeah, actually, could you stop at the bakery, small batch on the way, and get a pain au chocolat, not a vegan one? And I was just like... oh my God. And I was like, no, you don't need to do that. And then Connor was like, no, I will. And then they brought me back one because of the fuss that I'd made.
Yeah. And you just look like a fussy girlfriend.
This is really deep. Is she in the shop? Because this is so cute.
Maybe, yeah, probably.
Okay.
Yeah, you looked like a really fussy, toxic, like grumpy girlfriend.
You are fucking reveling in this. He wants that for the real clip. Clickbait.
Okay.
I feel like it wasn't that bad. I was just like, oh, that's weird. I would never have eaten 2 pastries. I would have given you one. That's literally it.
The worst part was you like whispering, even though they obviously knew. Like the energy changed in the room. They obviously knew what was going on.
It's my studio. I'll argue in it if I want to.
Yeah, I know. I just wish like you didn't argue in front of.
We weren't arguing. We weren't, and I was laughing. We were smiling at each other. And then when he brought the pastry back,
that's not true.
Yeah, we were.
No, you actually said to me something along the lines of, "I'm actually really annoyed with you."
And he's making this up.
That's not true. You did say that.
I think I said that.
And I went and filled up your water bottle just as a gesture of goodwill and brought it over.
I know.
So it's like, what? So don't say things like that in front of people. Or in general.
He's telling me off now. You do so much grumpy shit in front of people that I could pull you up on. Hi, sweetheart. And I just don't, because it's just like... You're just like, you do the same things as... You've done something like that before so many times. You don't like sharing.
Maybe you're usually such an angel that today...
Yeah, I think I had a little downfall when I was like, why have you not shared with me?
Yeah.
And I like was frowning at you across the room.
Yeah. It was because you were annoyed with work. You found out one little bad bit of information, and then 30 seconds later,
happened. It was
you were like the angriest woman I've ever seen. Yeah. You want to play the game?
Yeah, let's move on. Moving on. Okay, so shall I read out the card or not?
Yeah, do it, yeah.
Okay, so the first card we have here. While visiting Paris on a long weekend, your partner of 1 year unexpectedly and elaborately proposes marriage. You can easily imagine having a future together one day, but you are not sure you're ready to get married. However, turning them down will hurt them deeply and put the relationship in jeopardy. What do you do? Great one to start with, I think.
Yeah.
Marriage. That is a topic in itself, isn't it?
Yeah, well, we're not married.
No.
So I think it's worth
just
putting that out there to start with. We're not married.
So this person... Like, if you say no, right, how are you going to say no without it ruining it? Mm-hmm. But you don't feel, like, ready to get married. You shouldn't get married if you don't feel ready, right?
Definitely not.
So what do you do? If it was me and you, like, what if you asked me to marry you and I wasn't ready? What, like?
Well, obviously, then I'd expect you to say no. I think it goes back. There's like a step further back than that, which is like, do you really want to be with someone who asks you to marry them if it's not the right time?
Yeah, like, why did they think it's the right time?
Yeah, like, I would never ask you to marry me unless I knew you were going to say yes.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Unless I knew that there was no question in your mind that, yes, obviously you want to get married. And, like...
Like, how have you got that so wrong?
Yeah.
Like, how have you gone to Paris? Like, obviously, like, you're together, you live with them or whatever. How do you think that they're ready if they're not? Like, you're reading the room wrong, right?
Yeah, mate, and like, you don't want to be with someone who's reading the room wrong in your relationship, you know? Like, that should be... There shouldn't be any situations where you're reading that room wrong.
But the room gets read wrong a lot.
I just find it weird. Yeah, it does. It does. I find it... I find that, like, quite difficult to relate to, I think, because I... just don't think I would ever propose to someone if they didn't want to get married. Like, what the hell? I do think, though, on the other hand...
What the hell?
I do think that I could totally get sucked into saying yes to marrying someone.
I was about to say that. Do you know that? I was going to say, I could imagine you... I feel like I'm too, like, dramatic and emotional. I'd be like... I wouldn't be able to hide it if I didn't want to marry you and I said yes. I'd probably say yes, go back to the room, sit on the toilet and be like, I can't act normal. Do you know what I mean? It's all very open with me. Like, I can't hide anything. So I would immediately have to be like, no, I don't want to marry you. You know what I mean? But I can imagine you being, accidentally saying yes.
Totally.
Right?
And like... accidentally saying yes and then accepting that that's what my life holds for me and then just doing that life.
Because it's just like you don't want to hurt their feelings.
It's just like that's just like what it is.
You don't have to worry about that unless I propose to you. You know, you can be the proposer if you want.
Yeah, thanks. I don't expect like, that you would.
You can be the proposer.
I don't expect that you would propose to me.
No, but some women do propose.
Yeah, I know.
You know?
Yeah.
I just wouldn't.
I just don't see it going that way for us.
No, me neither.
But anyway, so I guess the advice, I think I don't have advice for that. I think, like, it's always going to be a bit like this, but, like, that specific, like, what do you do? Is like so much deeper than like obviously you say no,
but like you have to communicate. That's the thing.
Exactly.
It says what would you do, but it's like you have to sit down and be like, I'm not ready, and I'm actually like, thank you for asking me, but like I think it's weird that you asked me because I'm not ready, and did you not know that?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And be nice and be like, how can you have got that wrong? Like, are we on a different page? Like, should we leave this because obviously we're in different books, right? That's
so savage though, going from thinking you're about to get engaged to someone saying, should we leave it? This is so obviously we're so on different pages right now.
But like, you are.
Yeah, you are, and I think you probably should.
It's almost like if you just
I don't know actually. Should you? Is it worth?
No, I think this could just be a sweet person who's really like a romantic, and they're like, I want to be with you forever. It's kind of like if we met and then after like a few weeks you were like, I need to marry her, and you just got it in your head and then you just proposed. Doesn't mean that it should be the end, but it's like slow down. Yeah,
but then you'd be like, you're mental, and if I'd have done that, we wouldn't still be together now.
Well, no, because I think I would have said no, and then it would have been really sad, and it would have been hard to kind of like...
Yeah, how do you get back from
Maybe
that?
We're being completely wrong, and like there's people out there who have said no, and they've just carried on, and like it's fine.
I mean, we're being naive because we are naive to it, because we haven't dealt with it.
Yeah. I've never been asked to be married to anybody.
Yeah.
And yeah, I've never been married, so.
So I guess we are like kind of ignorant to it to some extent. But I just think you just wouldn't do it if you knew it was wrong. It's like
You've got to know that it's the right thing to do.
Yeah. I honestly would rather it was like a desperation proposal than someone truly thinking that it was a good idea.
What do you mean by desperation proposal?
I hope that this guy cheated on her 3 months ago.
Oh, I see, and it's just
now,
trying to like make it right.
Yeah. Because it's like, do
otherwise
whatever
it's just
you
like,
can.
don't
Otherwise,
do
like,
that.
why have you? Cool.
Okay, cool. You want to move on?
Yeah.
Next. You are in a long-term relationship with a partner whom you love dearly and who says they love you, but despite repeated promises to change, they have made no effort to give you more of the encouragement and acknowledgement you crave. You want to save the relationship, but suspect your problems will persist forever.
Can I go?
Yeah, you want to go
I
first?
suspect that those problems will persist forever.
Forever.
I think you can't
make
someone tell you the things that you want them to tell you.
I've tried.
Same. That shit just doesn't. That does not fly. I'm so sorry.
The only thing is the important thing here is that repeated promises to change. I think you can have a conversation with somebody and be like, you're not giving me this, and I kind of need it, because that's kind of like one warning of like, you might not have even thought about it.
It's like saying to me, I need you to do the dishwasher,
Yeah.
and then since then, I've not slipped once.
Yeah, the cleaning thing's got really much better, everybody, and that's thanks to the pod. But yeah, it's like saying, I need this from you, and then somebody being like, yeah, all right, and then just not doing it. It's like, they're never gonna then.
Yeah, they're never gonna. And I cheers. I think obviously, like, without, you don't get lots of detail in these, so it's like it's hard.
Vague.
It's hard to know the context, but it's like either they don't care about you enough and they're not changing because they're not taking you seriously when you tell them what they need, or they're not wired that way and they're incapable of doing what you need them to do. Therefore, don't be with them. They're not the right person for you.
That is so true, because if it doesn't come naturally, like, what did they say here? They've made no effort to give you more of the encouragement and acknowledgement. It's like, that should be a natural thing. You should want to like acknowledge and give attention to your partner, like you just.
Well, I disagree.
Okay, go on.
I think we're very naturally like that.
Right.
I don't think you have to be like that. But I think if you're not like that, then you sure as hell better be with someone who doesn't need that.
Yeah.
Because
yeah, there's a lot of people that probably aren't like that. We're very like...
We're like... I think we're completely up the other end of the scale.
Yeah, we're both quite similar in our needs.
Person. Yeah.
We're quite affectionate, but if you're not, that's fine. But you're right. I think being with somebody who's not and wanting them to be... It's not going to be a natural thing. It's going to be something they're going to have to remember to do, which is really tough, don't you think?
Yeah.
How do you remember to do that every day?
Yeah, exactly. And then I bet that would become so draining. That's not something that you want to be forced to do if that's not naturally how it happens.
Yeah.
And like, that's like such a... For us, definitely. I mean, this one resonates quite a lot because that's what we're like, yeah? And that's, like, fundamentally one of the reasons why I love you.
Oh.
And what, like, because...
Yeah.
Because of what you... Because of the way that you act towards me, and also because we fit together so well. And it's like, because I want to say that to you and I know you want to receive it.
Yeah, completely.
Because it could also go the other way. Like, some people don't like it
being all about them.
Yeah, some people don't want encouragement and don't like need that shit.
Yeah.
And I like giving that.
So do I, and that's why it works.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a very independent person who doesn't need somebody to be like, you're going to do amazing tomorrow, don't worry, it's going to be great.
Yeah.
And you just like, you're fine, and you don't need to tell your partner what you're doing all the time and stuff. It's like, that's amazing for you. But if you're craving that, like this person is, how are you ever going to...
Yeah, so I guess the advice... Let's get to the advice.
The advice is...
It's really tough, but I would say that's not your person.
I think if you've like repeatedly, and there's been repeated promises and it's still not happening, like it's not going to happen.
I think you have to like really think about how being with that person makes you feel. And if it doesn't make you feel empowered and ready to take on the world every morning, then like...
There's someone out there who will.
100%.
Look at us being like love therapists.
I know, I rate it. This is what I wanted the pod to be.
This is quite fun, isn't it?
This is what I want the pod to be.
I just also want to say, like, we're just saying what we think.
Oh,
you know?
of course.
This is just our opinions.
This is just opinions.
But
and
it
also,
is fun to talk about.
Yeah, really super fun. But also just want to reiterate that, like, maybe we'll split up and...
Oh, me and you?
Yeah, maybe shit will fall down and we'll see
We'll just
it.
delete the gram and we'll delete the pod. And it will never have happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I have in the past, not to out myself, but like I have tried to make people do what I want, like act a certain way in our relationship and like be like, oh, but they'll start doing it if I keep reminding them, or like always. What I really hate is like when I used to wonder why somebody isn't acting a certain way, like why haven't they said that today, or like why have they not texted me something better or nicer, or why haven't they been there for me with this situation, and like you're just sort of getting on with your day and you're thinking like, oh, that is exhausting. And when I've been with you, I've never ever once been like, oh, I wish Lewis acted like this, or like I wish, unless I've told you outright and been like, feel a bit like you didn't give me that much acknowledgement with this, blah blah blah. But it's like that constant analysis of your relationship and the person, and like giving excuses like, oh, they're tired, oh, that's why, oh, they're tired, or like, oh, they've done that. It's like that is never gonna get, like, that gets old. That's never gonna be something that you get used to.
Yeah,
and you shouldn't.
Agree.
It's like you shouldn't have to like wonder why someone's not doing something. They should want to, and you know, you deserve for them to. So it's like, it's really tough, but you got to walk away from that, I think, because somebody else will do all those things really easily, and because they want to.
What if you're too scared to take the plunge to leave someone that you love? Because let's say there's like, there's definitely a difference between loving someone and being with someone who gives you everything that you need in your life.
100%.
Isn't there?
Facts. Yeah. Facts.
Yeah. Well,
I bet so many people are with somebody who gives them everything.
Like,
stability.
Like
yeah,
do you know
everything.
What I mean?
Like, they're always this, they're a great boyfriend, they're a great girlfriend, blah, blah, blah. But like, but then if you don't love somebody, that will always come out, because you'll end up looking elsewhere for attention. Like,
but I'm saying, what if you do love somebody but they don't give you what you want? Then
you have to walk away.
I know, but that's like so.
That's so
hard.
tough.
Why would you leave someone that you love?
That's true.
Do you know what I mean?
Well, I think you'll never be satisfied and happy. You can love someone from afar. You can still love them. Like, you don't have to. But I think fundamentally, it's not gonna. You're gonna end up breaking up, aren't you? Because you'll end up acting miserable and taking it out on them, or something's not quite right there if they're not giving that to you. I think.
Yeah.
You know how we always say, like, when we're talking about stuff like this, we're like, oh, maybe that person's just like this kind of person. But I think people can act differently with different people. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. The person that's not giving you very much, I think, can give the next person what they couldn't give you.
Yeah, that's.
Do you know what I mean?
Well.
I think it's not about.
Yeah.
I think it sometimes is about you.
Yeah.
And just the vibe that you've made with somebody.
Agreed. Sick, great advice.
There's going to be so many people out there who are with people that they aren't in love with, but give them so much good stuff that they're just like, yeah, I do love them, but secretly deep down they're like, I just don't want to be single, and I don't want to have to like find someone else.
Yeah.
Do you think that, or do you
I do think that, but I think I wonder if I'm still making a slightly different point, which is that like you can actually love someone, like truly actually do love them, and they're not right for you.
Yeah, no, I know.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no.
Yeah, but I'm
cool.
saying the opposite.
Right.
I'm saying there's probably so many people that
are
with someone that gives them all those things, but they're
But they
not
don't love
sexually
them.
attracted, or they don't really love them. They're just kind of like, I've got a house with them and they're really good to me, but like there's something missing.
Yeah, for sure. Agreed.
Is that not interesting to you?
It's so boring.
I've said that point 3 times and you're just like, yeah, but you can still just be with them and not love them. It's like, no. Okay, should we move on?
Yeah.
Do you want to pick one from the pile? Go.
3 months into a new relationship, you're offered an unmissable job opportunity on the other side of the world. Your new partner is willing to try continuing things long distance, but you worry your relationship is too young to survive such a shift and that you'll only prolong the inevitable. What would you do?
3 months in. You take the job.
Yeah.
100%. It's an unmissable job opportunity. It's a difficult one with like relationships and job, I think, and like life, because you could say that like meeting somebody who you've fallen in love with is like, you should hold on to that, you know, because that's quite rare to do, but then also you can't not live your authentic life how you would if you were single. You've got to like carry on with your own journey as well, I think.
Sure.
So it's tough. I think you go and you see if you're meant to be with this person.
I think that shows itself, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That's the kind of thing where you just let life live.
Live, laugh, love.
You basically just live, laugh, love. And if you're laughing with the ones you love, then you're living.
It's just like, you basically just live, laugh, love.
I think you...
Oh, that's funny.
Like you say, if you're meant to be with that person, then you will be.
I just think, do your life how you want to do it.
Yeah.
And you'll come together if you're meant to.
I also think you truly know deep down in your plums whether you're scared of being alone and going to a new country or whether you actually truly love someone so much that you don't want to leave them when you move away.
Why don't they go with you? I wish we could write.
Well,
into
that's
these
yeah.
questions.
To be honest, like if you got offered a job opportunity the other side of the world,
we'd pack
we'd
up
just
our life
pack
and
up
go.
and go, yeah.
But we aren't 3 months into our relationship,
no,
so there's
but we're not
we're
that
not far off. Yeah, I think though, like the person's friends and people around them would be like, obviously go and take the job. You're not going to not go because you've this person that you've met 3 months ago. But then also,
what if you were like really in love?
that's the thing. It's like me and you. We met after like 3 months. It was like, cool. Like obviously we're going to be together, and I'm falling in love with you straight away. Maybe it's like that. And then what do you do? Because you could say
exactly.
jobs come and go. Another job will
Well,
come
yeah,
up.
it's like what's more important, money or love?
Oh God, see, but if you put it like that,
Yeah.
But then if you put it like that, you wouldn't do anything. You'd be like, oh, you'd follow love around, and then you wouldn't be true to like your own life as well. Because then if you break up with that person, you look back and go, oh fuck, I don't have a good job that I like because.
Yeah. Well, let me.
Go on.
I just thought of something.
Okay.
I guess you shouldn't have to ask what's more important, love or money, because the person that you love should be accepting of you wanting to do whatever you want to do with your life.
Facts.
So it's like
100% agree.
you
You shouldn't have to choose.
You should have the opportunity to make money if that's what you want to do. But wait, we're getting it all wrong. He does want to do that, but she's leaving.
Your new partner is willing to try and continue things long distance, but
wants
you're worried the relationship is too young to survive. So you're thinking, oh, he's not going to do this. She's not going to do this. Like,
Yeah.
I can't leave now. We've just started getting into it, and they'll meet someone that's closer and we'll just fizzle out. But it goes back to our first point. Then you're not meant to be. You're not going to fizzle out with somebody if you're both on the same page.
Yeah, you're right. So I guess, like, it's written in the cards, man. It's like, if you already think that it's not going to work, then it's not going to work, and don't do it.
Yeah, and that's why I think if you're always true to yourself and do your own plan, you won't have any regrets, because you're never going to regret picking your dream job. If the guy or the girl fizzles out, you're going to be like, oh, well, glad I didn't pick you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, say we met it's very easy in hindsight, but let's say we met and we've only been together for 3 months and you went to live in New Zealand or something.
Sure.
I'd be like, I
have no interest in living in New Zealand. Do you know that?
Really, it's really beautiful there.
No, not interested in living there.
You say these bold statements and then we like look it up and you're like, oh, actually.
I would go there on holiday, I guess, but I don't really want to live there.
Okay. You would go there on holiday, but you have no interest in living there.
Yeah.
Why would you want to go on holiday there then? Because it's a different thing.
See the shit.
What don't you like about New Zealand?
Do you remember we watched that documentary that the volcano erupted in New Zealand?
Oh my God, that was amazing, that documentary.
Now, I mean, New Zealand looks really beautiful, but I just wouldn't want to live there, I don't think.
Okay, we don't have to.
Yeah, cool.
I've lost what I was going to say.
You said, we've been together 3 months, I have to go and move to New Zealand.
I would never be comfortable with my person or the person I'm seeing for 3 months picking me over a job. I think that's too much pressure. I think that crumbles it. I think if it's your dream job, then that's like a different thing to a normal job. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think it's too much pressure to not go to this unmissable opportunity for somebody. Because it's just like, you'll always be wondering, what if I did that, you know? Then if you argue or it's raining and you're sat there like, why the hell didn't I go?
Yeah, why am I sat with
here?
Steve when
I could be on the other side of the world and my unmissable opportunity.
Yeah.
Basically, I think always keep your eggs in your basket. Give a few away, but don't give all of them away, because me and you have always, ever since we've been together, we've actually been like building up our own careers and our own lives separately, and I think it's the best way.
I actually think that doing that separately, but being so supportive of one another, has brought us closer together.
Exactly. Then if we would have just like shacked up and not done anything and stared at each other and just maybe done everything together, it's like, obviously we've started this pod together, but ever since we've met each other, we've been building our own little piles of stuff separately, and it's worked out so well. And to be honest, I've never done that in all my past relationships. It's always been like,
you do your shit together.
Let's do everything together, and I don't really care about my own career, and like, I love you, and it's like that doesn't last, because you need to have your own life to enjoy each other.
Well, yeah, because they fuck you off and then you're annoyed with yourself for not creating your own shit.
And you're like, what am I doing?
What have I done?
Yeah. Whereas if we'd met and then it had been 3 months and then I went to live in Germany doing a job, and then we'd stayed together, every time we saw each other, it was amazing. And it was really hard. I know how hard long distance is. But then, 5 years down the line, I'm like, great, I'm glad we did that. Look at my life, it's great, and my career's amazing, and now we're together.
So basically the point is, whatever that woman thinks in her gut, do it.
Trust your gut.
Trust your gut.
Maybe the job is a bit too good to be true, and you do want to shack up with your person and stay where you are. But that's fine.
Yeah.
But don't just do it because you think you're going to lose them, because you probably will.
Burn.
Mike.
Love that.
So did you like the cards? Did you like doing that?
Yeah, the cards
See,
were
it was
actually
quite good, wasn't it?
Yeah. I don't think we should make a habit of it.
No, well, hopefully we'll get some real people asking us questions.
I just want to be like throwing our 2 pence into shit that does not concern us.
Same. So want to get involved with the goss. Give us some goss. Do you know what we should do though? We should have like an anonymous box where you can write in, because how do people do it? Like, you're not going to write in with your Insta name. We might know you.
Yeah, true.
I think we should create an anonymous box and you can write in it questions for us, or just like things that we could talk about or anything, and then we don't have to know who you are.
Great idea. All right, let's do that.
I don't know how you do that, so that's on your thing.
I don't know how you do that either. But we'll make it work.
How long have we been talking for?
A while.
Okay.
40 minutes.
Should we stop?
Yeah, let's.
Have you got any last things you want to say? Because we're not going to speak to everybody for a week.
Things that I want to say.
I love doing this with you.
I'm tired.
Okay.
I know. Tired today.
I know.
The cold weather's back and it's
tiring.
It's spinning me, man. It's spiraling me. You're going to cook dinner and I'm going to go to the gym.
Yep.
I just didn't even set an alarm this morning to go to the gym.
I know.
It's just awful.
I could feel it, but I said...
and I felt shit for it all day.
I know. And do you know what? I was going to wake you up and say, go to the gym, but you don't want to be that, like, toxic girlfriend being like, I'm going to stay in bed, like, go now, go to the gym, because I knew you didn't want to go, and it's cold and it's dark.
It's like, it's got to be me pushing myself to go to the gym.
Did you hear me say, like, what time is it? Are you going to go? And it's like...
It was already, like, 7:30 by the time I woke up.
You couldn't go. It's too late.
But it's like I control that the night before, because I could have just put a couple of alarms on.
I know.
If I do a 6 o'clock and a 6:10, then I will get up.
Also, do you think we should not have it pitch black in our bedroom?
Yeah, I know, but I just sleep so much better with it pitch black.
Same, and I never thought I'd say that.
Yeah. All right, well, shout out to you.
Thanks. Did you enjoy my game?
Yeah, it was good.
Cool. See you guys next week.
Yeah, see you next week on Ruby and Lewis's podcast.
Love ya.
Love ya.